Carnage in Yemen. Dozens are killed in twin mosque blasts in the capital city, Sana'a. Tunisians are expressing their outrage over Wednesday's museum attack and vow to defeat terrorism in their country. And could Apple TV convince people to cut the cable? Africa 54 starts right now.
Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent McCory. This is Africa 54. We begin with the massive carnage in Yemen on Friday. At least 100 people were killed and 150 others wounded following suicide bombing attacks at two mosques in the capital city of Sana'a. Security officials and medical sources said the attacks took place around the time of midday prayers Friday at the Badri and Al-Hashush mosques, which are associated with the Houthi Rebels, rebel group that controls Sana'a. Another suicide bomber attacked amid the panicked crowds. Ambulances and other vehicles rushed bodies away from the scene of one of the blasts. People carried out bodies wrapped in blankets. Inside the mosque, more bodies lay on the ground and debris from the blast littered the floor. The Houthi rebels, who are loyal to former Yemeni leader Ali Abdullah Saleh, engaged Thursday in fierce gun battles in the southern city of Aden with a militia loyal to current President Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi. 4 pro-Saleh fighters and 2 militiamen were killed in those clashes. Well, for more details on today's massacre in Yemen, joining us on the phone is Sana'a-based journalist Zaid Al-Alaya. Zaid, fill us in on what you know about today's attacks.
Today's attack, in my opinion, carries the hallmarks of AKAP that has been targeting al-Houthis in a number of areas, and they have been fighting them in a number of fronts like Rada, Marib, some other areas. According to my sources, medical sources, the number of deaths now is 126 people were reported dead, and more than 400 people injured. Some of these injured are in really critical conditions, and the number of deaths is likely to increase. One more thing important is in local channels, TV local channels, radios, SMS messages, social media, WhatsApp messages, and news bars have been sent to people asking for blood donations in a number of hospitals, as there is a dire need for blood in a number of hospitals to help the injured.
Yes. Now, Islamic State has claimed responsibility for today's attacks. How significant is this?
It is very significant that now the ISIS is present in Yemen. I know, based on my reporting, that ISIS is present, but in southern governorate. It's from those fighters that have been fighting in Syria, Iraq, and other areas have come back to Yemen through different means, either by sea or smuggling or whatsoever. And now they are present in a number of southern governorates like Shabwa, that's a hotbed for Al-Qaeda, Hadramaut, Abiyan, but as far as I know, they don't have strong presence in Sana'a or some northern governorates.
Now,
but I know that there is Al-Qaeda, AKAP, in Yemen, and ISIS are not completely in good terms with each other.
Yes. Now, we know that there have been also bombings going on in the south there for the second day today. What do we know about these bombings? Who's bombing who?
Where exactly?
This was warplanes attacking the presidential palace in Aden. There were reports.
That was yesterday, yes.
Yeah. So,
but they didn't hit the right target. But most of the military installations, military units, including the Air Force, now are in the hands of the Houthis.
Okay. Very quickly, how does this complicate the peace process?
Of course, it will. I'm expecting retaliation or different measures that will come from the Houthis group or Ansar Allah. They will not stand quiet after all these attacks. I know that there are more than 200 cars full of fighters and weapons are rushing to Ta'az in order to enter the south to Aden. I know that there are a lot of fights between Houthis and the tribesmen in Marib, and the Houthis will not stand like this. They will break in and they will retaliate.
We'll keep monitoring these developments. Zaid, we do appreciate that update. Well, thanks to journalist Zaid Al-Alaya for giving us that live report from Sana'a in Yemen. Now, Tunisians and others are expressing their outrage after Wednesday's deadly terrorist attack on a major museum in Tunis. Hundreds of protesters gathered there Thursday, vowing to defeat terrorism on their soil. European leaders are pledging their support for Tunisia, the nation that kicked off the Arab Spring 4 years ago, sparking sweeping changes across North Africa and the Middle East. VOA's Ladissa Hoke has our report.
Protesters unfurled a huge Tunisian flag in front of the Bardo Museum and chanted messages condemning the killing of innocent people.
Killing people this way, whatever their ideas are, is really terrible and unacceptable.
The terrorist group Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack that left 23 people dead. In a recorded message, a male voice says the attack is only the beginning of what is yet to come. At the funeral of a police officer slain in the attack, Tunisian officials said the nation is determined to eradicate terrorism.
We will overcome it. We will eradicate terrorism. We are confident. The support of the people is the proof.
Most of those killed were visitors from Japan and Europe. European Union leaders meeting Thursday in Brussels held a minute of silence in honor of the dead and pledged to support Tunisia.
The people of Tunisia, and especially the young people of Tunisia, have to know that the European Union is fully with them to give them a future of hope, a future full of, we hope, good things, not violence.
In Paris, protesters gathered outside the Tunisian embassy Thursday in a show of solidarity with the former French colony.
We need to convey the message to the terrorists that we are not afraid. We are still standing. Tunisian women and men are still standing. Congratulations to the police force and the soldiers.
French President François Hollande praised Tunisia as a model of successful transition to democracy after the Arab Spring. He said Interior Minister Bernard Cazeneuve has been dispatched to Tunis to discuss how France can help.
I sent the Interior Minister. He will be in Tunisia tomorrow, so we can further strengthen our cooperation in terms of security, because in the fight against terrorism, we must be exemplary.
The United States also offered support to the North African country. In a phone call to his Tunisian counterpart Beji Caid Essebsi, President Barack Obama commended the Tunisian people for their commitment to standing strong and united in the face of terrorism. His spokesman expressed U.S. support earlier.
They obviously live in a very volatile, even dangerous part of the world right now. And we certainly are interested in doing what we can to try to support the Tunisian government and the Tunisian people as they confront this threat.
The attack on a major cultural attraction in Tunis is a blow to Tunisia's tourism. Prime Minister Habib Essid said security has been boosted in all major cities and the borders of the Mediterranean country. Several suspects have been arrested in connection with the attack. Zlatica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.
Well, tens of millions of Nigerians are slated to cast ballots in the March 28th presidential and parliamentary elections. But how the estimated 1 million people displaced by the Boko Haram insurgents in the war-torn northeast will vote remains a question. Chris Stein reports from Gombe.
Voting in Nigeria's election is no simple task for these men, a small part of the approximately 1 million displaced from Nigeria's northeast by Boko Haram. They fled to the city of Gombe after their town of Damboa in neighboring Borno State was attacked by insurgents. Uprooted from their livelihoods, they scrounge for work during the day and pack into these rooms at night. If they want to vote, they'll have to travel back to Borno State. Boko Haram's 6-year insurgency has spurred an exodus from the northeast. Besides those internally displaced, more than 150,000 Nigerians have fled to Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. In cooperation with troops from those countries and a number of foreign mercenaries, Nigeria's military has retaken many of the towns the insurgents had captured over the past 18 months. But those who return often find their towns are little more than rubble and ash. Bazam Ali is one of the men who fled Damboa. He wants to go back, but says he has no home to return to.
We don't have anything in Damboa. Everything has been burned, and we don't have any means to make us stay there.
Muhammad Ali leads a group of 2,000 displaced people from Damboa. He says they want to vote, but many don't have the money to travel.
We have the intention of going to Damboa to cast our votes, but first of all, we want the governor to assist us with a vehicle to convey us to Damboa to cast our votes. And if the vehicles are not available, let them send us money to give us money to cast our votes.
Dr. Arap Rakuje, the executive secretary of Gombe's State Emergency Management Agency, says IDPs are essentially caught in the middle. They can't vote in Gombe because they aren't registered, but the places they are registered have been burned to the ground.
There are a few of them who say, I am not going back again. This is now my town. There's very little you can do. They are not registered here. I don't know what the responsible agency would do. But those ones that would need to go to Damboa, the challenge would be maybe they go back to Damboa and they don't have a house because it's been burned down, it's been pulled down.
Though Boko Haram has been driven out of many towns it once occupied, the group is far from finished. Analysts expect them to continue attacking across the northeast for months or even years to come. That could make voting a risky prospect for those who return. Chris Stein for VOA News, Gombe, Nigeria.
Well, the top United Nations envoy to the Democratic Republic of Congo, Martin Kobler, says the DRC is unified with a clear, shared and celebrated identity. Kobler briefed the Security Council Thursday on the latest development in the Central African nation. The UN Security Council is expected to vote on a resolution next week to renew the mandate of its mission in the DRC, known as MONUSCO. By the end of February, MONUSCO had over 21,000 military and police personnel at the cost of $1.3 billion. In an interview with VOA, Kobler said certain benchmarks must be met before the UN mission can begin gradually reducing its troops and police.
I think the most important thing is security. People do not trust neither in MONUSCO providing security nor in others who do it together with the government. So a policy of non-cooperation leads to nowhere because this will delay the process of neutralizing the armed groups. That's why we are therefore not to take over, not to replace, but to support and to assist the government, and the FARDC, the Congolese army, to offensively neutralize armed groups.
Well, Kobler says it is vital to address the root causes of the conflict, among them natural resources, to ensure that peace is sustainable. Well, we want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54, and check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Well, coming up, a live performance featuring a Cameroonian French musician, Manuel Wanji. Stay with us.
Nigeria heads to the polls March 28th for a landmark election. What happens there matters throughout Africa. Turn to Voice of America for the facts. VOA reporters are in Nigeria and surrounding countries covering the campaigns and the issues and counting down to the March 28th election and beyond. Special Nigeria Decides 2015 coverage is underway now. A commitment to Africa from Voice of America.
Welcome back. It's Music Makers Friday, and today we're delighted to present a live performance by Manuel Wanji, born in France, but with deep roots in Cameroon. Here to introduce our special guest is Music Time in Africa host Heather Maxwell. Heather.
Hello, Vincent. Hello, everybody. Well, we are in for a real treat. Today we have French Cameroonian percussionist, singer, composer, and producer Manuel Wanji. Manuel came in from France just yesterday, and he's here today to perform 2 live pieces and their original pieces. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to Washington and to Africa 54.
Yes, just in a jet lag, but it's okay.
Okay. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So can you tell us what you're going to perform?
The first song, it's an old song, maybe 10 years ago I wrote it. It's A Quiet Place.
Okay.
And the second one I want to present to you and use a special instrument, very small, I really love. It's Kalimba.
Ooh, Kalimba. Okay. Well, Manuel, I guess you just take it away.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm looking for a quiet place to let my spirit rest beyond the mountains. A quiet place to let my body dance through the air. Oh, 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 quiet, quiet, a quiet place to let my spirit rest beyond the mountains, beyond the mountains. Bokio, just beyond the mountain. Bokio, oh, oh, quiet place. A quiet place. I'm looking for a quiet place. A quiet place. Bokio, I'm looking for a quiet place to let my heart floating in stillness grow. 'Cause it's the time to pray. Oh, 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 the time to pray. When the sun goes down, I really want to sing a song from myself, just singing from myself. Bokio, just a song from myself. Bokio, oh, oh, quiet place. A quiet place. I'm looking for a quiet place. Oh, quiet place. I'm looking for a quiet, quiet, oh, quiet place. Mangala yele wo wo, mangala yele yangala le yo wo wo. Just a quiet, 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 quiet. Just quiet, 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 quiet. Bakio, Marakunga, Marakunga, Maraka, Warede, Mbarate, Yarakoro, Marakunga, Warede, Wangarede, Marate, Yarakoro, Wade, Yarate, Yaratoro, Yaratero, what a boy.
That was beautiful. That was just beautiful,
Thank you.
Manuel. Oh, we have only maybe a minute left, but could you play a little bit of the second piece? Ooh, we have 1 minute. This is the kalimba.
Exactly.
Oh, let's
I
hear.
really love this instrument because you can go everywhere. It's my small piano I can bring with me. And the sound is very nice. Bele nangayo, tumani nangayo, bele nangayo, tumani nangayo.
That is gorgeous. I wish we had more time, but we'll catch up with you later. Thank you, Manuel Wanji.
Thank you.
Back to Vincent.
Well, Heather, thank you very much for that wonderful, really fantastic Music Makers segment. And now to learn more about the talented Heather Maxwell herself and have via radio show, visit Facebook and type in the keywords Music Time in African. And you can see what time her radio program can be heard in your area and get more information about some of our featured artists. Well, it's time. It's time now for a short break. Still to come on Africa 54, could a tech giant revolutionize the way we watch television? We'll be right back.
They go about Tambua and they don't have
These are new works. Recently I started a project which is called Ink Not Blood.
Ok. C'est pour ça qu'on fait l'excès clinique dans la Guinée.
Pour nos services de police, non à ces propriétaires. Donc on peut passer. Le président de la République vient de décider d'ordonner l'arrêt des poursuites contre les 4 sujets sénégalais.
Welcome back to Africa 54. Here's what's trending. Apple's much-hinted TV service may soon become a reality, as the iPhone maker is in talks with programmers to offer a slimmed-down bundle of TV networks this fall. Now, the service would have about 25 channels anchored by broadcasters such as ABC, CBS, and Fox, and be available across all devices powered by the Apple's iOS operating system, including iPhones, iPads, and Apple TV set-top boxes. So stay tuned. Well, next up.
Just give me a chance to find a romance. I'm not a judging man. Your love is so advanced.
What singer Ricky Martin is exciting a new generation of fans with a new album release and using his fame to fight against human trafficking. Ricky inaugurated in his native Puerto Rico a comprehensive education center for more than 100 at-risk children and teens. His new album, which translates from Spanish to whoever wants to listen, was released worldwide last month. Since then, it has reached the top charts in different parts of the world. Well, and finally, in an unexpected tourism trend, Antarctica is one of the coldest, driest, and most remote places on Earth. But this season, more than 37,000 visitors are expected to walk on the continent. That's about 10% more than the year before. So who would choose to go to such a remote place? Well, nature lovers, adventurers, and explorers mostly. The tourists come to enjoy the wildlife and the pristine landscapes. If you're interested, remember to bring water-resistant hiking boots, several layers of winter clothes, and powerful sun lotion and dark shades with extra ultraviolet protection. And that is what is trending today. That's right, it's time for another exciting sports update, and here's my main man, Sunny Young, with the sunny side of sports. Hello, Sunny.
Hello, Vincent, and sporty greetings once again to our Africa 54 viewers. Here's a sunny side of sports salute to the Proteas of South Africa, who are looking forward to their 4th appearance in the Cricket World Cup semifinals. The Proteas are coming off an impressive 9-wicket victory over Sri Lanka at Sydney Cricket Ground in Australia. The South Africans dismissed Sri Lanka for 133 and then took just 18 overs to knock off their runs for the loss of 1 wicket. South Africa also reached the semifinals in 1992, 1999, and 2007. Team captain A.B. de Villiers says the Proteas are not satisfied with reaching the semis, and their main goal is to lift the trophy on March 29th in Melbourne, Australia.
And I truly believe that we feel really strong as a unit and confident going into the semi-finals. In the other side, well, in another breath, it means absolutely nothing. You're going to have to start over again, and the hard work starts now. Look, we didn't come all this way to just say that we made it to a semi-finals of the World Cup. We want to go all the way as a team. And
the man fingering his beard on the right at that news conference was Imran Tahir, South Africa's Pakistan-born spinner. He claimed 4 wickets for 26, mowed down Sri Lanka's middle order, and was named man of the match. Go Proteas! I'm Sunny Young, and that's the sunny side of sports. Vincent?
And go Sunny. Thank you very much, Sunny. And remember to join Sunny right here on Monday and Friday. I don't want to say much. That's it for our show, but I want to leave you with more sounds from Wambo. Take it over.
Music is something that brings people together.
Music educates, it motivates, it's a bridge.
Music. Ali.
On.
VOA.
qubanaha VOA waxaan ku soo gudbinnaa qubanayaal goosgoos oo xiiso badan oo ku saabsan arrimaha Soomaaliya, Mareykanka iyo caalamkaba.
haddaba qubanaha VOA da kala soco website-keena voasomali.com.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Technology Report.
I'm Milar Sega. I'm the host of VOA's The Correspondents.
A roundup of the world's top stories.
Here's a false choice in more ways than one.
We can't actually put you there, but we can come pretty close. In 30 minutes, we'll show you the world.